You don't need the.
I'm doing this my way.
He a legend, he a legend, he a legend. He a legend, he a legend, he a legend. He a legend. Welcome to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league of items. Welcome to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league of items.
What's up, everybody? It's Pikel with League of Items, and today was a pretty interesting day. Anybody who watched the video yesterday will have seen my incredible JDG call. I am a genius and a god. So JDG pulled off the 2-0 upset over V5, and I do kind of want to talk about that a little bit. Let me get the scoreboards for that. And again, this is exactly why it's so important to have opinions about talent levels of teams, because a team I think, in my opinion, a team is more likely to play to its talent level than it is to its record. A lot of the times that's probably highly correlated. But this is just one of the things. That's a part of my process. These are the days that I kind of feel the best about how I do things, is for stuff like this. So I know some people are probably going to say, well, Pikel, V5 had large gold leads in all of these games. That's completely fine. It does say stuff about V5, but I'm the person who's been telling you that V5 is overrated slightly now, and that JDG is underrated. So when all of those things kind of play into each other, throwing away this gigantic lead, a lot of teams don't do that kind of thing when they are the best team in their region or the best team in the world. Any team can lose a large gold lead, but there are certain things that play into that. Drafting plays into that. The way that you itemize builds into that. It does build into that. The way that you position yourself around team fights is important. The decisions that you make about trading objectives is important. So all of those things have an impact on like my thought process about a team. Actually, before I go any further, completely forgot my partner, Thrive Fantasy. Thrive Fantasy and I are working together now. If you use the promo code Pikel and you make your deposit, you get a 100% deposit match. If you deposit $10, you get 2 free $20 contest entries, and if you deposit $100, you get 4 free $20 contest entries. Later on in this video, we'll go over the Thrive stuff again. And I felt pretty good about the results. Like I said, I can't play on that website, so I don't have any contests where I made my picks and I can look at it again. So I'd have to go back to my previous videos or keep track of it, and I'm not going to do that. That's just not the kind of person that I am. But back into the LPL. So JDG going into this match was a... Oh, man. I'm going to have to get out my sheet. And this is actually part of the reason why the tier thing is helpful too. I'm not saying it's helpful because my tier list was right. It's just that if you had a similar setup where you went and you put everybody into tiers and then you saw what these matchups should look like. Tier differential for betting. Oh, I didn't do the LPL. But I do have a tier list for the LPL. Man, we're a mess today. Let me get the tier maker list up. Sorry about that. I guess another thing that we can talk about real quick while I get my LPL tier list up on the screen is Chovy has COVID. And that's not great. So he's not playing tonight. Okay, that's not my updated tier list. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I don't think that JDG is very far away in terms of talent from a team like V5, right? So if I said that V5 was an S tier team and JDG was a B tier team, I guess that's close to what I think. Then it would be 70-30. That's a little surprising, actually. 263. That is a lot more. Yeah, so it went from minus 230 to minus 357. So yeah, that's kind of a good way to identify a spot that you're going to like. So there's that. But let's get back into the scoreboards specifically. So like I was saying, like I think that V5 is slightly overrated. I think that JDG is slightly underrated. I have a futures bet on JDG. I don't think that this necessarily makes them like it doesn't change my opinion of them very much, but I know that they're capable of this kind of thing. So in this game, one of the things that I kind of gravitate towards is that JDG has good scaling, but they also have Kennen, who is very good at breaking down positions in team fights, because when he ults and flashes into your team, or proto belts and then flashes into your team, you have to respond positionally, otherwise you're going to get stunned, and for an immobile AD carry like Aphelios, or Jinx to be fair, you're going to have a big problem. So the fact that they got Kennen into Gwen, Gwen's going to be fine in that lane. She's going to be able to farm as much as she wants unless she gets ganked. But Kennen will always have that gigantic playability at the end of the game. And that's why we see him get more popular closer to Worlds a lot of the time. Nuguri, who's not playing this split, one of his best champions. Jenkins is an extremely good Kennen player. So if Kennen gets very popular, those are just some players to think about. Kanavi against Karsa. Kanavi really underperformed, I think, today. And a lot of it has to do with the champions that he was playing. So playing Volibear, playing Trundle. Not like you can make a big impact in the early game, and he should have made a big impact in the early game. But I prefer Kanavi on champions that he can completely take over the game and hard carry. You're not as likely to hard carry with a Trundle or with a Volibear. And then they got the correct side of the Jinx Aphelios matchup twice. So I'm going to keep talking about for the rest of the season, because that's a huge thing that people just don't apparently care about. Then we had LNG win. They did drop a match to Thunder Talk, but it's one game. And then FPX and BLG. So BLG looked good in the first game, looked very bad in the second game, and they looked almost like they looked pretty bad in the third game as well. And we had Jinx get banned out on red side by Billy Gaming, which is the correct thing to do. Aphelios against Ziggs is a pretty common matchup. We saw it a decent amount last year, and one of the reasons why that happens is because Aphelios is slightly immobile. Ziggs can punish his the way that he moves around the map and how he kind of has to telegraph what he's doing. Then the Aphelios got the better side of this matchup, which just shouldn't happen in my opinion. It does happen, but if both teams were playing optimally, I prefer the Jinx side almost every single time. And then we had Zeri against the Jinx. And this one surprised me a little bit. I do prefer the draft for Billy Gaming in this game, but FPX was able to pull it out. So, good for them. Good game. Care looked pretty good. Somebody was saying in Discord that Care looked really good on Ahri. The one thing about Ahri and Ahri players is that she is a flashy champion, and she's a burst mage. So if you're not... It's very easy to give a player that goes off on Ahri too much credit, in my opinion. The positioning and getting picks is really the difference maker for Ahri players, in my opinion. So let's go to tomorrow's games in the LPL. So we have Weibo Gaming against LGD. Weibo Gaming minus 1111. Okay. Invictus Gaming against Anyone's Legends, and we'll go over the roster. That's minus 192 favorite for Invictus Gaming, and then EDG against RNG minus 141 to minus 110. That's a very interesting matchup to me. So in this matchup, Sword Art is back. Doesn't matter to me in this spot specifically. It'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward. Toasty Thread just snuck into a YouTube video. Good job, Toasty Thread. You're a beast. Moving on. Invictus Gaming against Anyone's Legends. Mole is back. I love Mole. Mole is a very good player in my opinion. I don't know. He plays unique champions. He plays multiple roles. That guarantees that he has a very deep understanding of the game. Zika against ZDZ. I don't really care. Shun against Xiaohao. I prefer Shun. I think that he did play pretty well at points last year. Mole against Forge. They're both like probably roughly league average. I prefer Mole. So this is a big deal that he's coming in and playing. And then we have Wink and Lucas against Betty and Chow Chow. Anyone's Legends is a team that people kind of gravitate towards. I think that this will be a very popular spot for DraftKings in terms of Anyone's Legends. I would rather play the Invictus Gaming side because I think that they're going to be under-owned relative to how much they could possibly score. And then the last match of the night, EDG against RNG. So EDG is the favorite. RNG, they just had a big result, right? Yeah, RNG just beat Weibo Gaming. And I could see them beating EDG. I really do think that EDG is probably still overrated. There was something with Gala in that last match that we were looking out for. Zeri. So before that game, I questioned whether or not Gala could play Zeri. Not because I didn't think he was capable, but just because I didn't know if he played it or not. But he got a Jinx game, and he got a Zeri game. So those are two champions that we do like to see. I do think that Viper is a better player, so I prefer Viper and Mako over Gala and Ming. I prefer Xiaohu over Scout. Wei and Jai Jai are pretty similar in my mind, and I prefer Bin to Xiaoshang. So we have it's basically top half of the map versus bot side of the map. The bot side, like the AD carry matchup is determined so much by the pick ban phase that I don't really give as much credit to EDG as I do RNG. So I prefer the RNG side in that matchup. RNG plus IG seems like a very interesting spot. IG plus Weibo plus RNG. Those are all going to be pretty popular tomorrow probably. But they're good spots. So I don't blame you. Let's go to the LCK. So yesterday we had Damwon beat Homalife and DRX beat KT. DRX exploded, I think, and was able to help somebody take down a huge tournament on DraftKings, and I was kicking myself for not picking a roster that had JDG and DRX in any of them. I don't think I had one of those, and that was just a brain fart on my part. But let's look at the games for tomorrow. So Genji against Kwangdong Freaks. Like I said before, Chovy tested positive for COVID. So earlier today, Genji LOL teams, Jihun, Chovy, Jung, or Young, not sure, tested positive for COVID-19 and will be self-quarantining to focus on his recovery. The rest of the Genji LOL team have received negative results. Okay. So I think that their AD carry is going to be the challenger player that came up recently, right? Personally, I don't think it really matters. I think that this is a good opportunity to play Genji while other people are kind of getting additional money onto Kwangdong as dogs. Like, I don't think that Kwangdong Freaks are a bad team or anything like that. But I definitely still prefer Genji, so I'll take that side. And then Frederick Brion against Nongshim. I'm stuck betting on Nongshim. I believe in their talent long term. Has it looked good? No. Do I like Frederick Brion? No. Should you bet against me? Maybe. I don't know. You kind of have to answer that question for yourself. Let's go to the LEC. So in the LEC, we had Fnatic beat Team BDS, G2 beat XL, Vitality lost to Mad Lions. That game tilted me off the face of the earth. We're going to look at that box score. Misfits beat Astralis, SK Gaming beat Rogue. So this Rogue narrative is going to get out of control. People are just going to continuously question, did teams figure out Rogue? Like, it's just going to get ridiculous. So I'm going to be stuck betting on Rogue every single game and probably a lot of their best of 5 matches or best of 3 matches in the playoffs. Just preparing you for that. So if you think like, oh wow, I can't believe Pyko's betting them again, just get ready for it. It's going to happen. They call me the water chug god. Okay. So during this game, I was thinking to myself, picking Graves against a Jinx composition is probably very bad. We went over it the day, like one of the earlier days this week, where I said something about Graves and Aphelios. The interaction between those two champions probably incentivizes teams to pick Graves even more. And what happens is sometimes, like, the Western teams will see champions that are being picked and that they know that they're strong from solo queue, and they think, oh, I can just play this against anything, without understanding that these additional micro interactions are really what ends up being expressed in the game. So yeah, I think that's just something to watch out for. Is I like any of you out there who are willing to kind of dive into the numbers, find Graves' win rate against teams with Jinx. I bet the Jinx side has a much better win rate. People are going to attribute that to the bot lane matchup only, but I bet it has a lot to do with that portion of it as well. Completely going against what I just said, Misfits against Astralis. You can draft the perfect team composition. If your team is not as good as the other team, you're just less likely to win. That's how the game works. I'm not going to spend any time on that. This is what I wanted to talk about. So in the draft, Vitality first picked Diana. You don't need to do that. You can first pick Jinx. Because Jinx is one of the most important champions in the game right now. What Vitality did is they decided, okay, we're going to play Diana because we think that she's very strong, and then it gives us the option to play Yasuo, which is a very good champion as well, especially when paired with Diana. So they believe a lot in this style of team composition. They've played it multiple times this split, I believe. The problem is, in my mind, they locked it in too early. Diana is not a contested pick. Yasuo is not a contested pick necessarily. So is it possible that one or both of those champions gets banned out in the next ban phase? Yes. Should you take that risk and pick the Jinx? Yes. So I would have much preferred if it was like Vitality first picks Jinx, Mad Lions picks Aphelios or some other AD carry, and then you just get a typical draft. The other problem with this is that they had a lead and they just kind of threw it away by picking bad fights. There were 2 different occasions where one of the players in their team was getting picked off, and instead of letting them die, they just went all the way in. They fought a 3v4. They fought, I think, 2 3v4s where there's no reason to do it. Especially when you can eliminate Mad Lions from playoff contention. I don't know if this is some kind of bizarre way of them trying to let Mad Lions in. I doubt that that's the case. But this was an opportunity to get rid of a team that had a chance. So I don't know. If Mad Lions does get into playoffs, they have 2 relatively easy matchups coming up. I think that if they get into playoffs by some miracle, that teams will regret, like Vitality would regret not just getting rid of them. The Poppy pick was very good. People might think that it's just another champion you can kind of pick into any matchup. You can't. But it is very good as a tank against Xayah, Yasuo, Diana, Renekton. 4 of those champions can get stopped with Poppy's W. They had layered CC so that when one of the people would go in, one of the champions would go in, they'd get knocked up once, twice, 3 times. You can't do anything. Even if you get onto the Jinx, you're not going to get a full combo off for all of your champions. So it was a very good pick ban by Mad Lions. I'm not trying to take anything away from them there. But it was also a bad pick ban from Vitality. Xayah does not need to be built lethality. I understand why you would want to play Xayah over like something like Aphelios into the Jinx. I get why conceptually it makes sense, especially if you want to spike really hard in the mid game and then just end the game before Jinx comes online. You know what's better than that? Picking Jinx first. Just pick Jinx first. I don't know what this. There's nothing to say. G2 against XL. XL is starting to choke it off. Fnatic against BDS. That happened. Let's go to tomorrow's games. Still congested. I think that I definitely have long COVID. XL against SK Gaming. Can SK Gaming beat XL? Yes. Do I think that they will? I hope it happens. That's the side that I'm picking. I would love to see XL crash out of playoffs again. I'm just mean like that. Mad Lions against Astralis. I think that Mad Lions will win that game. I also think that Mad Lions will win their match against Team BDS. You might want to parlay that. That'd be pretty cool. You should do it. You should make. Actually, I don't know if you can. A lot of sportsbooks probably don't let you do it. But you should bet XL to lose, Mad Lions to win, XL to lose, Mad Lions to win as a 4-team parlay, or four result parlay. That'd be pretty funny, and also tragic, but mostly funny. Fnatic against Misfits. I think that's a good opportunity to. These last 2 games are very good games. 1, 2, 3 of these games tomorrow are going to be very interesting. Like Mad Lions versus Stralis might be very bloody and fun to watch. Rogue against BDS, kind of the same thing. SK against XL, that might be kind of a macro fest, which would still be entertaining to watch. Misfits against Fnatic, 2 good teams. I'm going to be excited to watch that one as well. Vitality against G2, very important game for Vitality. I do want to watch that. I don't think that Vitality should be listed as the favorite against G2 right now based on how like this books would normally hang their line. But this probably means that a lot of people are betting on Vitality and they're afraid of making them an underdog, which I totally understand. That's completely reasonable from the sportsbook. If I had to make a pick, Fnatic against Misfits. Let's see. So the left team always has it. So Misfits has side selection. This is very important. Blue side, red side is very important. It gives you the first opportunity to pick Jinx. So that's what we're doing. Whoa. Let's actually take a look at that real quick. Okay, so it kind of fluctuates. Let's see if there's another prop situation. LEC Saturday free roll. Let's take a look at some props. Thrive Fantasy. Here we go. Make sure you use a promo code PIKEL. Get in there. Use the promo code. XL against SK. So we think that SK has a good chance of upsetting Genax over 1.5 kills. Do we think that Genax, the top laner, is going to get over under 1.5 kills? Under seems sketchy. This could be a this could be. If SK loses, the under's fine. I don't hate that. Nuke Duck, over under 3.5 deaths. The over seems very unlikely, so I'd say that. El Yoya, over under 3.5 assists. That is a very easy over. This is one of the most strange ones that I've seen on this on Thrive Fantasy. That would be the first one that I put into whatever contest. Kabe 4.5 kills plus deaths. I think I prefer the over side there. Like in every way. I don't know if I'm gonna feel like it's the best value though. X Maddie 4.5 kills against Rogue. That's a super easy under, but the 85 is gonna disincentivize you, so you don't really want to bet that. So I'm not even gonna click it. Comp over under 1.5 deaths. That seems wrong. So that one and that one, those two are like, they just seem completely wrong in my mind. That one seems completely wrong in my mind too. This one might get you into trouble. I like it though. I like upset over 7.5 kills plus deaths. I like that a lot. This one just seems wrong. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 of them that I think are just wrong. Alfari over under 2.5 kills. I think I want the over. Actually, Alfari against Broken Blade is going to be a very good matchup. Alfari plays a lot of the losing, scaling sides of these matchups, which is not necessarily a good thing for over-unders on kills. I don't have a good feeling on this one either way. And then Yonkos over under 1.5 deaths. I would say over. That just seems pretty likely, so I don't have a strong feeling there. This one over under 1.5 total assists. So I think that one just seems much better. I have 3 that I definitely like. Upset, Comp, and El Yoya. Those 3 are definite. Those are definites. Zlatan, Jankos. Never that. Don't want to play that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 already. Kabe over under 4.5 kills plus deaths. I could see him going like 4-0 whatever and losing. 2-2 and whatever losing. I wonder how much variance they're going to try to introduce to this game. Like, I wonder how aggressive Astralis is going to play, because they don't have anything to play for. It's just like, can we like win a game, because obviously winning is more enjoyable than losing, but also like, can we fuck over Mad Lions? I hope you do. I hope it's Sad Lion Saturday. Maybe you just do that as a backup pick. And then I don't really love these ones. I would say for Alfari over as a backup. So, maybe if you want to get a little riskier, you just don't play Zlatan, you don't play Jankos. Actually, we could do that. I guess you can. Whatever. Those are the 7 that I would consider. Like I said, my 3 favorite ones by far are Upset, Comp, and El Yoya. El Yoya over, Comp under, Upset over. Like those a lot. Let's keep it moving into the LCS. We did not have any games today. We have games tomorrow. We've already discussed these a few times, so we'll just go through this quick and then look at the props. Did we look at the props already? I don't think so. EG against Immortals. Minus 200. Yep, that's definitely the right side. So I'm taking Evil Geniuses over Immortals, minus 200. TSM with the upset over FlyQuest, plus 135. They're making some roster changes. Shen Yi is going back in. Kaiduo is coming out. And Yursan is also coming out. Team Liquid against 100 Thieves. I like 100 Thieves as a dog. I just like them as a dog. They won from this spot earlier in the year. Yeah, that's the side I prefer. Cloud9 against Golden Guardians. Oh, man, my throat. I think I was talking about this yesterday, where Golden Guardians is the more aggressive early game team. They'll probably draft around it. Cloud9 has the ability to go head to head with them in the early game. I don't think they will do it. That would be the best viewing experience. That'd be fun to watch. But they don't need to play that way. I don't think that they will play that way. So I like Cloud9 there a lot. And then Dignitas against CLG. Definitely prefer the Dig side. Something in my brain combines Dig and Rogue. I don't have anything else to say about that, but that's what it is. Let's see, LCS enter contest. All right, so first up, Destiny. Who is the support? Over under half of a kill. Under is 110. That's interesting. I think that's the side that I prefer, but I don't love this yet. But I'm gonna click it. Impact over under 3.5 deaths. The under is a side that you would think. Don't love it. Spica over and a half 2 assists. I love the over. That's a great one. That's the best one so far. Kumo over under 2.5 kills plus deaths. That seems like a very easy over. Like, this one seems like free, but it's only 95. FBI over under 4.5 kills. I do think that they're going to win, or I think they have a good chance to win. So that's an interesting one to me. If the kills go over, then you expect this one to go over as well. So these ones are the opposite of correlated. Actually, I guess they could be correlated, but they're correlated negatively. They're negatively correlated. That's what that's why I paused. I was trying to figure out how to say that. and I got there. So good job, me. Fudge, over under 2.5 assists. That seems like an easy over. A very easy over. Licorice, over under 7.5 kills plus deaths. I kind of like the over. I don't feel great about this one. River, over under 1.5 kills. I do like the over in that one a decent amount, so I'll get rid of that. I like the over. And then Luger, over under 1.5 deaths. I would like the over under. I would like the over in that as well, over the under, if you get what I'm saying. But that's basically it. That's all I've got for you. A lot of the drafting was kind of weird today. I'm sure that it'll be the same tomorrow because people just like to draft weird stuff nowadays. The game just doesn't seem that difficult right now. Like, I'm surprised we don't see more drafts that just start off Jinx, Blue 1, and then different teams trying different combinations to beat or punish the Jinx. But yeah, so that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoyed the video and you want to get into Discord, check out Patreon. If you want a different way to support the channel, you can sign up for Thrive Fantasy and play in some of these contests. They have free rolls, they have head-to-head contests, they have other types of tournament-style contests where you're picking props just like this. If you deposit $10, you get 2 free $20 contest entries using the promo code PIKEL. If you deposit $100, you get 4 $20 contest entries. Free $20 contest entries. And you also get a deposit match up to $100, which is very nice. Promo code PIKEL. So thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.